Cooking with the vegan zombie. Oh hey, it's you guys again? Listen, I got another recipe for you. I think you're gonna like it. Now out in these parts, it's wintertime, so I gotta make something to warm up my old bones. Tonight, I will make a roasted vegetable soup. Now I gotta warn you, I'm gonna be doing a lot of chopping tonight, so I got my vegan ninja apron on. And if you want one of these aprons too, you gotta check out the link below. Hi-ya! So let's just jump right in. We're gonna preheat the oven to 400 degrees and we're gonna peel a parsnip, a turnip, and a sweet potato. The other vegetables, you don't have to peel them unless you really, really want to. Now, if you have any leftover carrots, it's always good to give Indy one or two. He loves carrots, they're his favorite. I got all my veggies chopped up. They're all about the same size because we're gonna roast them in the oven, and if they're smaller or bigger than one another, they're gonna cook at different rates. We have a cup of parsnips, a half a cup of turnips, 1 full cup of sweet potatoes, 1 cup of carrots, 2 cups of potatoes, and a little drizzleization effect of olive oil, about 2 tablespoons. We're also gonna toss in here some herbs. We got 2 teaspoons of rosemary, 1 teaspoon of thyme, a half a teaspoon of sage, and a teaspoon of salt. Next, you're gonna toss it up so the oil coats everything. Lastly, we're gonna spread it out on a parchment lined baking sheet. They look good. Now, depending on the size of your cut, you're gonna wanna roast these in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, shake it up, flip them over a little bit, and roast them again for another 15 to 20 minutes. Keep an eye on it, because if they burn, it's gonna taste funny in the soup. Into the oven we go! Now, this recipe calls for 2 leeks. What you wanna do is you wanna cut that dark part of the leek off, very tough, and I don't even think it's edible. I think I saw a guy die once when he took a bite into it. So you're gonna wanna cut where it just starts to get a little lighter. Okay, next, we're gonna cut this 4 ways. And then we're gonna place it in a bucket of water. Or a glass, like this one. And this helps rinse out all the sand and the grit that you don't want to take a bite of in your soup. Or you'll choke. You thought I was gonna say die, didn't you? Once your leeks have been rinsed, you're just gonna get a rough chop on it. Now, if you can't find leeks in your area, I don't know, you might live somewhere weird. Substitute it with an onion and a couple cloves of garlic, a small onion, or a smunion. All right, our veggies are all roasted up. We're gonna pull them out of the oven. I got my Mr. Gloves on. That's what we're going for right there. A nice slightly brown color to it, not burnt at all, very aromatic. We're gonna let these guys cool for about 5 minutes. While they're cooling, we're gonna turn on our saucepan and start sauteing some stuff. We're on medium heat. We're gonna add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. We're gonna throw in our chopped leeks. And then we're gonna saute these bad boys for about 5 minutes until they're soft. I have 2 ribs of chopped celery. We're gonna stir that in next. And now we're ready to toss in our roasted vegetables. That look is exactly what we're going for. We're gonna turn the heat up to high and stir these for another about 5 minutes or so. After about 5 minutes, we're gonna stir in a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Stir that around. Lastly, we add 4 to 6 cups of veggie stock. And if you're feeling ambitious and you want to make your own veggie stock, you can follow our recipe right here. We're gonna cover this, bring it up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, we'll turn the heat down to low medium, let it simmer for about 20 minutes. We're done. Right after you take it off the stove, you're gonna wanna stir in a handful of freshly chopped kale into little bite-sized pieces. Now, I have a fun little tool called an immersion blender. If you don't have one of these bad boys at home, let this cool down a little bit and throw it in a regular blender and press the pulse button a few times. What you gotta do is you turn it on and just bounce around. Just bounce it. Depending on the amount of chunkicity you're looking for, you can blend this until it's a nice puree, or you can leave it a little chunky. And that's what I did. I got some chunks up in there. Now we're just gonna ladle it into the bowl, top it with a couple pieces of fresh parsley, and maybe add a little salt and pepper to taste, depending on your liking. I trust you, don't worry. And as you all know, my favorite part of the night, the taste test. Roasting those vegetables really brings out the flavor in this soup. You guys gotta try this on a cold, wintry day. This is gonna warm your heart. And don't forget, subscribe and survive. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and for all you stalkers out there, you can follow us on Instagram now too. Just look for the Vegan Zombie. So we got all our veggies chopped.
I'm not ready.
Yeah. Okay. Can you catch this? If you need, don't let me down. Yeah! Shake. All right, don't shake. Now, I'm gonna also toss these up with some herbs. 2 teaspoons of rosemary, a teaspoon of thyme, and a teaspoon of something else that I can't remember. I sniffed up the stage and went right up my nose when I dumped it. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Oh, Indy, you'll love that. You're still here? Well, I still got you. I want to tell you about a new cookbook that was just released called The Lotus and the Artichoke, written by our friend Justin Moore over in Germany. He's traveled all around the world to compile a wonderful cookbook filled with recipes and beautiful pictures so you can actually see what you're going to eat before you make it. Now, all of the recipes in this cookbook are completely vegan, and it's a wonderful opportunity for you to be able to cook food from all around the world in the comfort of your own kitchen. So make sure you check this cookbook out or click the link below.